Hey everyone, Drew Iron still here. We didn't do, well, we did the oil change videos. We did it on the truck and on her car, but we didn't do the other two cars, and I'm deciding against putting those videos up. Oh, mainly because my butt's in the shot the entire time. I mean, I was wearing tan pants at the time, so I sat down in oil. And you can kind of figure out where the rest of this is going. It looks like I crap myself, so I won't be putting those ones up. It's kind of a crappy video anyway. So, I mean, I didn't really get a good shot, so wasted opportunity, I guess. But, and the tone and the inflection of the voice changes. We have an idea. When I say we, I say me. I have an idea for a Christmas display. Now, bear in mind, it is February 11th, 2017. I still have another 9-10 months to go before I can do this. But it's always good to plan out in advance. So, I'm a radar guy, ATC guy, kind of think that, air traffic control. I wasn't a controller, I was only a radar guy. I worked on that kind of stuff. So, I have an idea for a Christmas light display. I saw it briefly online last year, and I want to do it. I want to recreate it. So I got my front yard out that way. I got about, well, I'd say about 60 linear feet to play with in the front. So I want to put a rectangular thing, and I want to do a runway. So that's easy. That's the easy part. The only thing I want to spice it up with, a radar. So I picked up one of these guys here recently on Amazon. I've been looking for a while, but this is a rotating Christmas tree stand. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, and you'll see it turn. It runs, I'll take it apart too. Alright, can you hear the motor going? It rotates about 1 revolution per 70 seconds. Okay, and then this is just, you got two positions on here, you got two positions of the switch. So you got this position, which is lights on, and then off, and then motor, lights on and motor running. So we're going to take this apart. Well, I did that last night just to see the guts of it. I can upgrade the motor in here to because this one in here is a synchronous motor, 110 volts, 50-60 cycles, and it runs at 2 to 2.4 RPM, counterclockwise or counterclockwise, uncontrollable kind of thing. So we'll take it apart. It's got 3 screws. 3 screws right there. And then we'll pull this off and we'll show the guts of it. I took pictures of it last night, but that's not good enough. So I'll splice up with this video and I'll show you the guts of this, and then I'll go with whatever I'm trying to go with. So it runs on obviously AC voltage, but the motor inside is a TYC TAC 50. So it's a 50 millimeter synchronous motor. So it's a readily available kind of motor. However, I should say readily available from China. So there's nothing in stock in the United States. I really can't find anything in stock in the United States. So I've gotten spoiled by the 1 day, 2 day, 3 day free shipping from Amazon. So I'm spoiled from that. So we'll go ahead and take the guts out of this thing, and we'll take it apart and we'll show you. And I can actually, last night I was dicking around with it a little bit, and I took the motor apart, and I can actually swap the shaft. So that's the other thing I gotta find. That's the other thing I can do with this. So, alright guys, catch up with you in a bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and take our ring off. So we're going to go ahead and go in here and take these screws out. They're technically number 1 screws, Phillips head screws, but number 2 actually works good when you have a tip like that, a cross tip like that. Alright, let's see if they fall out. Okay, they did. Alright, let's get our flat tip screwdriver. It's still plugged in. There we go. I'm a dope. How the hell am I a technician when I leave things plugged in? Alright, so we're gonna pry this guy up. Pry all the corners up. Okay. Bottom is out. Now you can see it's got a slip ring, electrical slip ring. 2-position AC. So there is no ground on it. So we're going to have to use ungrounded lights, so 2-prong lights only. But here's the main contact. Here's the center contact that's right there. This is the spinning contact part here. It's on a spring loaded. This is the motor here. This is the gear drive. And it's not a gear reduction inside there. It's a direct drive gear. So let's go ahead and open up this. Let's take this motor out. We're going to take the motor out. So we're going to get our number 1 screwdriver. Take our guys out. If you see my finger right there. I was trying to take this apart last night, and well, I'm trying to pop this lid off right here of the motor so you can see if we can change the shaft out. You can. I was trying to take that lid off and I kept on slipping and I stabbed myself in the finger a bunch of times. So, yeah, not very smart. Alright, so we're going to leave the wires hooked up. There you go. So you can see it is a synchronous motor. TYC 50 Charlie. It's a Tango Yankee Charlie 50 Charlie. AC 110 volts, 120 volts, 50-60 cycles, less than or equal to 4 watts of draw. Speed is 2 to 2.4 R per minute, revolutions per minute, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise. Now, these things, here's the thing with this. I'm going to take the motor, I'm going to take the shaft cap off, and we're going to take the gear off. The gear is a single slotted shaft. So it's basically a keyed shaft. So what we're going to plan on doing here, and I'll probably do, I'm not sure, probably do a voiceover, I don't know. We looked up, well, I looked up last night. I'm going to go ahead and pop this top off so you can see inside. Last night I was actually going through Amazon and a couple other sites to see if I could find a replacement motor. Come here, you. This motor works great. I mean, it spins up and everything like it's supposed to. But in order to make a radar dish, come here, you asshole. In order to make what I plan on making, in order to make that, I mean, this isn't even 1 RPM. I mean, I did because I have a horrible recollection of what, you know, an actual rotating object looks like at certain RPMs. I did an RPM visualizer on the internet last night, and I came up with I probably want somewhere in the vicinity of between 5 to 10 RPM. So here's the motor top off. Here's the shaft with the gear head that is pressed on there. I think I can get a press. I can pull it off. I have set a pusher puller, guys. Inside here is the gear reduction. So you got a set of 4 gears, and then this is the mating surface for the shaft right there, right by my thumb. So what we plan on doing is that we plan on getting another Tango Yankee Charlie 50 motor. We're planning on getting another one of these guys, another TWC 50 motor. Higher RPM, so we're going to try to get one. They're all the same. They have the same 4 watts draw, less than 4 watts or whatever, torque, whatever, clockwise, counterclockwise, and they are the 110, 120 hertz, 120 volt, 50, 60 hertz. I did find a couple 220 and 240 ones. We can't use those. So we're going to get another one of these motors because these are very common. This is a very common size. They all have the same mounting tangs here and there. So we're going to replace this motor with a one that is probably a 7 to 10, because they go in increments. So it'll be, I think, 5 to 7 RPM one model. Another model will be 8 to 9. Another one be 10, 11. So something along those lines. So we're going to try to get one that's probably about 6 RPM or so, because if we do the math or whatever, and my math is probably wrong, because this one rotates at 2 RPM, and then it has this gear onto here, which is, I can't remember what the ratio, I don't know what the ratio is of these guys are. I think it's 2 to 1, maybe. Going by what the box stats are for this entire this project, this case, this motor assembly, is that it was 1 RPM, 1 revolution. I shouldn't say 1 RPM. I should say 1 revolution per 70 seconds. So probably about 3/4 or 0.75 RPM. So you do the math with that, and that gives you what you're gonna get, basically. So I looked at it as, and I'm probably, my math, like I said, my math is probably wrong. If I get a 10 to 12 RPM motor here with the gear reduction and everything else like that, it'll probably equal out to about 6 or 7 RPM, which is pretty good, which is pretty decent. I mean, if you're driving by the house or whatever, because this is going to be a Christmas light display, you're going to see the thing rotating. And I'm going to weatherize this guy, so I'm going to probably put some, what do you say? I'll put some dielectric grease inside of here and that kind of stuff and try to insulate stuff. So this is going to sit, this part is going to sit inside on a freaking board here, and then there's going to be another board with a hole cut out up here to sit flush mount. So we're going to try to do that. But this is where we're at right now. So we're going to leave that shaft out, get the fingernail here, the motor cover, this guy. So I probably should do, for safe bookkeeping, I should probably put the gear back on. And I don't know where I put the, where did I put the motor shaft cover? There it is. So we're going to leave this as an assembly outside of everything. And then we're going to order that thing. The only problem is with ordering those motors, ordering one of those motors, yeah, they're only $8 or whatever, $5 to $8, $5 to $15, whatever one you get, whichever specs you do choose. It does take about a month and a half to get here, you know, from China. So whatever. I wish there was a supplier in the United States. I only could find really one, and that was still, you could do expedited shipping, which is $22, and you get it in 5 days, or free shipping, which is a month and a half. So we have all been spoiled by Amazon Prime. Jesus. So yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna leave the project like this. We're probably gonna put the motor cover back on like it is. We're gonna leave it here. So we're gonna just do this. We're gonna put it on and pop it into place. So we're not gonna have an actual gear head inside there. So we have to do a finagling on it. we go. Good. Done. Awesome. So I'll cut a bunch of stuff out of there. But until then, this will remain as is, and then we'll probably build something. This is 1.25 inches wide. It came with an insert. This little guy, which is 3/4 inch diameter. I'm not gonna use this insert, so I'm not gonna do that. But we're gonna get a dowel rod, 1.25 inch dowel, and then we're gonna try to build a radar set. We're gonna try to make something that's probably in the vicinity of maybe 3 to 4 feet wide, and probably 1.5 feet tall, and try to get it balanced somewhat so this thing doesn't torque itself to death trying to spin it. Okay, so okay guys, so that's the major starting phase of this project. So when I do decide to build the tower and the radar dish and everything else like that, this is ready to go. All right, so we'll catch up with you in a bit. I will see you on the next episode of this. So this is episode 1, preliminary stuff. So project, what kind of project should I call this? Project ATC Blush. How about that? That works. All right, guys. Take care. Hope you enjoyed. You probably didn't, but that's all right. All right, guys. See you later.